Want to learn how to draw like Horikoshi and color like him? I'll follow this tutorial. Notice how the line art on Horikoshi's drawings is harsher on the outside and lighter on the inside for the details. That's what we're going to do. Go with the harsh paintbrush on the outside of the outlines, and for the details, we're going to do that later. Time has come to pick our Gorgina colors, and we're going to use 3 types of skin colors for this one because Horikoshi shades really nicely and I want to be like him. Okay, 1 base color and 2 slightly darker colors from each other, and also 2 blush colors, and you're going to pair them up because if you lose them, you're dead. So you don't want your drawing to look like straight up doo-doo. Go ahead and color everything else in. You must say, guys, the artist making is using pure white on your art. What Horikoshi does is he uses a slightly darker color for the eye sclera, and that's what everyone should do for eyes, for teeth, for anything that's pure. Also, notice how Katsuki has the prettiest eyes. Yes, clear your simp. Shut your dumb ass up. I'm trying to watch a tutorial on the line art coloring. Yes, you heard that right. Line art coloring. Make a new layer and put it on top, and make sure to clip it to your line art. I'm gonna use the brush I'm married to, aka the airbrush. It's fucking amazing. Just pick out the main color of the eye, for example, and make a slightly darker color for it, like how I'm doing for the red. And then you're gonna wanna go ahead over your whole line art with slightly darker colors over certain areas like so. I recommend using a reference for this because it makes your life suck less. Is the result of the line art. As you can see, I slightly brightened up the colors on certain areas based on the reference I had. That's what you should do too. Now for the long-awaited moment, shading the skin. You're going to want to shade it based on where the lighting is hitting. For example, I want to do this type of lighting where it's hitting from above. So you're going to shade the whole top part of your character, aka the best character. And as I was saying, shade the top part of your character where the light is hitting. Basically, since Bakugo has long bangs, the hair is going to cover the light and therefore cast a shadow over his face. Based on basic facial anatomy, this is how the shadow is going to go. If you do not know how to shade it or where to shade it, you can just follow what I am doing. Keep in mind that the reason that I'm doing this tutorial is because I got a lot of comments asking how I got Uraraka's face and shading to look so close to the real thing. Because I love My Hero Academia so much and I really like the art style, I've tried on applying it on my everyday style. Moving on, we're going to use the blush colors to add a little bit of light under the eyes and make him feel like he is alive, even though what happened is he's a shut absolutely diabolical. How could they do that to him? You're done with the first shading color. It's time to come in with the second, the darkest color you have in your palette, and you're going to rearrange the opacity again by using this custom brush. It's called Soft Shade. Place the QR code somewhere on the screen right now. Basically, what you're going to do now is go over the first shading that you did with the darkest colors on the parts where the hardest shadows hit, such as under the hair, under the eyes, under the eyebrow, under the nose, and over on the chin and a little bit of the ears. So basically almost everywhere, but not exactly everywhere, if you know what I mean. And after you're done with that, you're going to go ahead and grab the blur tool and blur the edges of your second color. Now, using a slightly lighter shade of shading or shadows, you're going to use that with a lower opacity to place a little bit of blush or some dark color over the cheeks. And I know where that's the place the lighting hits, but just trust me on this one, okay? It's going to come out delicious. Quick, we're going to go ahead and shade the sclera of the eyes. And over here, do not be afraid to use dark colors. So you don't add a little bit of dramatic lightning there. There is not going to be anything interesting about the art. I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye and the same thing with the iris, using a little bit of a darker color to color in the top part of the eye in a U shape, like so. Finally, it's time to add some highlights. We're going to go in, add a new layer and pick Add. This is going to create a nice illuminating shadow or lighting or whatever. Using the soft brush, you're going to add a little bit of highlight, red highlight on the eye, just selecting the iris color, and it magically makes it lighter. Wow, okay. And by going in with a slightly whiter color, we're going to add the little dot, the little speck of light they took away from him. At this point, my head hurt out from like you talking. Oh, wait, let me know if you want a part 2 for here. Bye!